women are making a rise to the top. We've over-feminized so much and included women so much, which is great. But we don't have to tear men down to include women.
What up, what up, what up? This is your boy Agree to Disagree, and I'm coming at you again with some more video reviews. You know I got that good stuff coming your way, so let's get right into it. Ooh, goodness gracious. I know that hurt. It says, when your husband says wait for him to come home, but you want to show him that you are a strong, independent woman and almost get knocked out instead. Yo, everyone's a feminist until it's time to move some furniture. Then all of a sudden it's, I need a man. But in all seriousness, I'm glad she was able to find some humor in this because damn, that looked like it hurt.
So a lot of these women are out here having babies by these dudes that's still laying on their mama couch, or they stay with 5 of their homeboys, and then you had a baby and then you get mad because they can't provide. So now you're like, oh, I'm not trusting these. No, honey, you can't trust what you picked. So that's the thing.
Bravo. Bravo. This is what accountability looks like. And I promise you, if more women had her mindset, it would end the gender war. Just because you pick trash men does not mean you should now put all men in this box and say, oh, all men are trash. No, what you picked is trash. And I'm gonna keep it fair. Men do the same crap. All because what? They don't know how to vet women. And I'm going to tell you right here, right now, the majority of the women that I date are good women. Now, just because they're good women doesn't mean they're good for me. But I have learned the hard way, unfortunately, which women to avoid. So you have to take accountability in which partner you choose. A lot of women pick dudes because they have good talk game or swag, but didn't stop to think, does this man make a good father? Or if he has the ability to be a good provider. But the man who's loyal to you and will take care of you, oh, he's boring, he's a lame. But that may be the man that you need in your life. And I know a lot of women are going to be like, oh, why can't I have both? Why can't I have a guy who has good talk game, has swag, and treats me good, and is loyal, and is blah, 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 blah. Because, sweetheart, for that type of man, you have to compete. If you can't get a man like that, it's because you have to step your game up. That, or you need to figure out what truly matters to you. Because the vast majority of people are not going to find all the traits that they want in a partner. You'll be lucky to get 75% of what you want out of a partner. But if you only get 75% of what you need out of a partner, make sure that 75% is what really matters.
Feminism is killing this country.
Can you be more specific?
Feminism has taught us to hate men and to fear men because capital profits off of my fear as a woman. If I'm afraid of men, they can make a profit off of that. There's a gender war because men are the underdogs right now. Men are the ones being told you're feared, you're wrong, everything you do is wrong, don't make money, don't show emotion, BBP. Women are making a rise to the top. We've over-feminized so much and included women so much, which is great. But we don't have to tear men down to include women.
So why is there so much talk about male privilege?
Because for a long time there was male privilege, and now the script is flipped. Now women are the ones with privilege, but no one's ready to do that.
But why are we still talking about male privilege?
Because no one's ready for it. We're not ready to make that change. We're seeing more women in films, more women in power. The amount of jobs that I have seen that say women only is ridiculous. In an effort to hire more women and get them hired and include them, we've excluded men.
Oof. Ooh, Shorty made some good points there. She made some really good points. But I will say this. I won't necessarily say that with the male privilege and the female privilege, I don't think it's flipped. Male privilege still exists. It's still there, but there's levels to it. One thing that a lot of women don't seem to realize is that there's always been female privilege as well. Men have certain levels of privilege, and women also have their own levels of privilege. But what's happening now is that women are holding on to their privileges, but they now also want the privileges of men without fighting for men to have the privileges of women. So it's kind of like women are having the best of both worlds right now. I'll give you an example, and I think this is one of the biggest lies told in America today. And it's that somehow men being on top, being the breadwinners, being leaders is somehow bad for society and bad for women. But when women have a hard time, who is it that comes to their rescue? It's men. Who's more likely to take care of the other in a relationship? It's men. The big difference between men and women is when men get resources, they tend to share it with women. When women get resources, they tend to keep it to themselves. So when men thrive, women thrive. That is what you call female privilege. I hate this idea that we need women to be the decision makers in order to put women in good situations. Who do you think it was who passed the law for women to vote? It was men. If a man abandoned his family, it was men who made sure that the woman gets alimony and child support. It was men who developed chivalry. Good men want nothing more than to protect and provide for women. But you want to keep lumping us in with the bad men when the majority of men are good. And some men want to be good, but they just don't know how to be good. And now, yes, men did pass that anti-abortion law, but there's a lot of women who are pro-life. Just because you have a woman as the decision maker doesn't mean that everything is going to go a woman's way. And there's one more thing that she talked about that I wanted to touch on. It's when she talked about companies only wanting to hire women. And I know a lot of y'all might be confused about that. But from a guy who's in the IT field, I can tell you that, yes, companies are desperately trying to push more women into STEM fields. And because of that, I've seen firsthand qualified men get passed up for not so qualified women. And to be honest, that's one of the reasons I'm against affirmative action. Companies should always hire based on merit and not on gender or race. And personally, I don't want to feel like a token hire. I want to earn my spot like the black men and women before me. But back to how they push women into these STEM fields, I've seen them put together a hiring team of nothing but women just to try to ensure that a woman gets the job. Now, on the surface level, there's nothing wrong with having a hiring team of nothing but women. But it is a problem when the department is 80% men. It's a little fishy. Another example is somebody approached me about a free coding program for my sons, only for me to look into it to find out it was only free for girls. Now, it would be great to see more women in STEM jobs, but there's a problem with society when we start pushing people to do jobs that they don't even want to do. The reason STEM jobs are dominated by men is not because of discrimination. It's because women don't want to do the jobs. Women are social by nature. They like working jobs where it involves working with other people. They don't want to sit there with a machine and tinker it all day like men do. And here's something interesting. I actually just found this stat just searching online. It says it's not just that the tech industry doesn't hire many women, it can't retain them either. According to a poll in 2020, 50% of women leave their jobs in the tech field by age 35. That's 45% higher than the men in that field. But here we are creating all these opportunities for women to excel in STEM jobs when they don't want to do it. Meanwhile, we tell our young men to just figure it out on their own, and then have the nerve to complain that there's no eligible men out there. Oh, I got this good job. Why couldn't you? Well, sweetheart, they rolled out the red carpet for you. Meanwhile, especially as a black man, we have to bust down doors just to get high paying jobs. And don't get it twisted, I'm not complaining. Black men are more than capable of breaking down those barriers, and I myself am a testimony to that. But women need to understand that yes, men have privileges, but that doesn't mean that it's easy out here for us. And women need to recognize their own privileges. There's but only so many six-figure paying jobs out there. And the more six-figure jobs that women get, the less six-figure paying jobs that men get. Now, if women are getting these jobs because they are the most qualified for the position, then all kudos to them. They deserve it. But if they are getting the job just for diversity's sake, to make a political statement, that's where the problem is. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. That's all I got for you guys today. You guys let me know what you thought of the video. What points did you agree with? What points did you disagree with? Leave your comments below and let me know what you thought. And if you got anything out of this video, hit that like button. Disagree to disagree. I'm out.